Let me say this to you, though.
Go ahead. You got something you want to say, positive or negative? I'll take either.
By the way, most people will not acknowledge this, but I was there firsthand, and nobody will dispute this. Southside Steve has been a top brander. He has lived a character for 25 years to great success.
Not easy.
Anybody who tells you, Southside Steve, that the yeahc'mon show is something you shouldn't be doing, they are not your friend.
Right.
This is exactly what you should be doing. You should be doing a podcast. Why? Not to make money, and I'll be the first to tell you there's really no money in it. There's a little, but not a lot to...
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm money-driven.
But you got to do it because that's where the audience is these days. You've got to teach yourself how to do things the modern way, not the old way we've been doing in radio for 50 years.
Well, yeah,
right.
I agree.
So look at you.
Point.
You've got liquor out here, drinks. You've got a buddy from Alabama. This is the yeahc'mon show, and you're doing the absolute right thing. And it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to get everybody the first day, but this is how you develop a brand. This is how we develop the regular guys show. This is how everybody develops what they're doing. You're developing the Southside Steve persona, character, long before we came to Atlanta.
Dude.
Are you paying attention to anything?
I'm listening. Brett, show me something.
Brett, what are you doing? I'm trying to...
Yeah, distract
I'm trying to make him cry here.
No, he just showed me a nude picture.
And send him love. And he's very sensitive to me not sending him love.
I am. I don't usually get it. But I'm getting
I'm just
it.
doing what I do.
Did anything I say not make sense?
You know what? And I appreciate what you said, and it does mean a lot.
You should do the yeahc'mon show to the best of your ability,
Right.
and because you know that song by Martina McBride?
Which one?
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Do you know? You don't even know.
No, I don't know that song.
Okay.
But I guarantee if I heard it, if you want to pull it up, Tyler, my off-air producer, I would love, who's occasionally on air.
Listen to it.
I would love to hear it.
All right, let's listen together.
Yeah, but I will tell you as he's trying to find the song, good luck on that one.
Martina McBride.
Woodford, I would love for Woodford Reserve to sponsor. I'll take Jack Daniels.
I've had that. It's tasty.
I love them all. Love Jack Daniels all the way. And Brett.
So what are you trying to do? You're putting potential advertisers on the table so they
may see that I'm giving them a lot of love and I'm drinking you. And then I've got my yeahc'mon koozies and Southside Steve koozies.
And today is Sweetwater.
And we're drinking Sweetwater, which Sweetwater, actually, I met those guys when they started. They actually came on our show.
You should go to them and work out a deal for a yeahc'mon beer.
That'd be nice.
yeahc'mon IPA.
Nice. I'm not really, but I would take it. I'm not a beer drinker, but I'd take it.
Why is Brett looking at me like I'm crazy?
Yeah, Brett.
No,
Are you in awe or you just think I'm nuts?
I'm always in awe when I'm in your presence.
All right. Whose ass are you kissing?
Have I sucked up?
Brett.
I've worked.
Brett, I brought you in on the yeahc'mon show.
Why can't
I told you this.
Why can't he be
I've
nice to
worked
both
with
of them?
him before. I like Larry. I've worked for him. I've ran board. I've produced for him before.
Yeah, we had a great time.
I do understand. Matter of fact,
I like Larry.
Hold on, can I address that for a second?
Larry's a good guy.
I do know that you had a stint over at 680 after the regular guys on Rock 100.5.
No,
you were
not
over there,
680.
huh?
You did.
You did.
Oh, it was in that building, but it was on a different station.
What station was it?
It was a tiny signal. It only went to Cobb County. It was 106.3 and 1230. They called it the Fan 2. Now it's the Sports X.
Yeah.
But they were giving you an opportunity to build an audience, and you wanted him as your producer. Brett.
I did, but I didn't know. Behind my back, they were trying to get him, and I didn't even know about it until today. I found out.
Really?
Yeah.
I was 3 hours away from signing the papers to get to work with him again because we'd worked before at the station I'm at, 106.7, for the next.
I filled
2
in for the
weeks.
Kimmer for 1 week, and Brett was my board operator / producer. And I thought he was great. He was really attentive. He was good on the air, and I hear him on Shannon Burke. He's really a good talent.
Oh, definitely.
I don't think Cumulus should let him go at all.
No, he's a diamond in the rough. That's why I grabbed him.
He's an
up.
asset to any radio station he sets foot into. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, and
First-hand experience.
And you're not allowed to leave, so quit the kissing up crap.
My thing is, I have no hate for anybody in this room, although I hope to ask questions that create some hate.
Larry and I have had hate.
I know. I want to dig into that.
I want to know, Larry, since a lot of people want to know what you're up to. What are you up to?
Well, right now, Steve, good question. I am Atlanta's #1 movie extra. I've worked my way up. I used to be Atlanta's #1 radio host, of course, but that's those days have ended temporarily.
Temporarily. So
I'll
you
be
want,
back. I'll be
you
back.
want to be back in radio?
Well,
In this market or somewhere else?
I would entertain a lot of offers. I've entertained offers. I've just turned them down because they weren't lucrative enough. They weren't right for me.
Or you have a girlfriend that's Atlanta-based. Is that tough for you?
By the way, my girlfriend's show is beating your show in the morning. How's that feel?
Is she?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the latest numbers.
I don't think we needed
in
that
men,
sound drop.
in the men demographic.
Well, I will tell you, I love the people on that show, including your girlfriend. She's a lot nicer than you are, just so you know.
And that hurts.
Yeah, that's all right. It's true. But I will tell you that, no, we've dominated for 2 years. We've been second, third, or fourth. I've been very happy. And, if we're in a hiccup mode, we're in a hiccup mode. But I can't hate on that show because I love the people on that show. So I will tell you, Brian Finner and State Shapiro and Sandra Golden, awesome. They're awesome.
They're all beating you. How does that feel?
Well, we're in a hiccup mode, I guess.
You're in hiccup mode.
Suck it.
How does that feel, though, to be beaten?
I don't think I'm being
in
beaten.
the male demo by a girl. I mean, that's got to kill you. You're Southside Steve.
No, I don't mind that. I love women. I like women better than men, be honest with you. I always have no problem hanging out with a bunch of girls. I always enjoyed it.
So
I'm not gay, but you turned me gay. That's true.
I'm glad that you have drop-ins. I saw that on the first episode, and then I saw some douchebag criticize you for having drop-ins.
Oh, I know. There's
but
hate
that's
out
what
there.
radio is all about.
If you're not hated, you're not successful.
That's what Rick
right.
D's always said, right?
Yeah, no, you've got to have haters.
Rick Dees was one of the greats because he had like funny drop-ins. That's the
Right.
essence
Billion of
of
them.
radio.
Yeah.
Now you can do it in different ways, but all the greats do it. We did it. Stern does it. Rick Dees does it. I mean, anybody who criticizes the use of the drop-in radio, I mean, you got to be. It's an audio medium. Why aren't you maximizing your use of audio tools?
Amen.
I'm a maxer.
Southside Steve learned.
I go to the max.
You learned at the feet of the best, and you grew your own thing, and that's a remarkable achievement. You were with the best, and then you went on to be one of the best. And I
Thank
think
you.
that's a great achievement.
And I appreciate it. I've been very fortunate. I have been unemployed for a year in this market, and that happened. Did you have anything to do with me getting Southside and Rhodes getting fired?
I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with Eric
Because you were
getting
on the
fired,
well,
much
you
less
were,
you.
Yeah, but you were on the morning show, and we were on the afternoon show, and the general manager wanted us to build heat against each other, and I'm like, I don't want to mess with those dudes. I want to leave them alone, let them do their thing. But he wanted us to mess with you.
Yeah, he was stupid.
It was a very Jerry Delcourt was not a smart move on his part to have us do that. And I even said I don't, and I'll say his name is our general manager. I'm like, not a good move. I said, let them do their.
I don't know
thing.
the timeline. I think
Because all of a sudden we came in January 3rd, and they told us to come in an hour early, and then Southside and Rhodes
I
were
had
like,
nothing- I had nothing.
all right, as long as you, because this is all about honesty.
I had nothing to do
For
with
years,
it. I don't even remember.
I thought you had a leg in getting me fired.
I didn't even remember you being fired. I have.
I remember.
Well, I know, but
You remember. It
Well,
hurt.
My recollection is that we got fired, but you always stayed on every time.
Well, I was, and that's the other thing. You know that.
So I can make the case that you were a backstabber, but I'm not going
No.
to make that case because I know it's not true.
No, it's not true.
Right, so-
But I will tell you, let's go to that moment because we're all about moments here, and I think people
Yeah.
are entertained the fact that you're on the show, and I appreciate you coming in. By the way,
I love it. I was so pleased. Here's what happened, Brett. You want to know how I got here? I saw Steve at a party on Sunday,
I'm going to kick Ted's ass.
and it was Ted Jenkins' house.
So he invites us to a party. He invites me and Larry. I'm like, great.
And I went in and I saw Southside Steve, and he said,
drinking.
Southside Steve said something to me so profound, I was taken aback. And I'm not going to say what it was because it's
You
very
can
private.
say, but it's
I'm
all
not
right.
going to say because it's private, personal business between me and Southside Steve.
Fair enough.
And Steve said something to me that moved me, and we hugged it out. And then Steve invited me to be on the podcast, and I said absolutely. And then he unblocked me from Twitter in that order.
Hell yes, I've been blocking
I thought
you.
I had some help in that.
No.
You did, but what I'm saying is that was
You blocked me before, too.
Usually the events are unblock and then invite the guy, but Steve did. But that's Steve. That's Southside Steve.
I didn't
That's his
realize
style.
you were still blocked. I knew I hadn't seen a whole lot from you. I forgot I
Right.
blocked you.
Yeah, you forgot. I mean, it was 5 years, I thought.
Yeah.
And not even Eric blocks me anymore.
Does it?
But he's not on social media, but
No.
because he don't like people. But,
No,
you
he
know.
doesn't.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't take phone calls. I'm sorry.
No, he does take phone calls, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to knock his show because it's great. It's
No, I like the show. I'm proud of it.
Would you agree with me that show is perfectly Eric? Eric,
It's what he needed.
telling
needed to
people
do.
the way it is. That's what he needed to do, and that's why I said when he was let go, because I didn't let him go. It was a man named John Dickey. That's the story behind
Boy,
that.
we're throwing out the names now.
Well, that's the truth. I mean, I've been told to my face by people who have no idea what they're talking about that I was the one who destroyed the regular guys. It's not true.
Kinda.
It's not true at all.
Actually, can I ask my
I will
first?
vigorously say
There
you're
we
wrong.
are. Look at that.
You know what?
Look at
Trip
us.
down memory
But hold on
lane.
a second. Hold
Oh,
on a
no,
second.
I want to ask my first question.
Eric is doing exactly what he wants to do, and he's very, very good at it, and
You're
the
right.
show is working.
You're right.
And
Go
now
ahead.
he has Tim on there doing the voices. It's like a complete comedy ensemble. It's not the regular guys. It is the Von Hessler doctrine. He's done a remarkable thing. You move from one brand, and then you go to the next, and he's doing well there.
I will agree, Brett. You got a question? Real
Yeah,
quick?
I want to ask you guys. My first question I wrote down was, what was the demise of the regular guys?
It was a gradual demise. Here's the thing. We all were shitty to one another. We were all in a chaotic situation.
I tried
and it
to be
goes
nice.
back, and this goes back to pre-Steve. It goes back to the 90s.
Yeah, it
So,
goes back to y'all. And where were you? Where did you start?
You know the answer to that.
Okay, well, it was a city up north. What is it?
It wasn't a city up north. It was
yeah.
Los Angeles.
No, that was when you were the regular guys. But before then, y'all worked together. And you and Eric,
Briefly in Rochester and Hartford.
and Eric had you fired then and kept the show, and then he got
That's
blown
not
out.
true.
Okay, sorry. That's
none
what I
of that
thought.
is true. Why?
Because that's what I
Why are
heard.
you spreading more rumors? We're here to move past all.
I'm here to address all the issues that I get asked questions about. Everywhere I go, it's like, what happened to regular guys?
It's nobody's
What
business.
happened with Larry? What happened to this? What
Why
happened
do
to
you
that?
care? Why do you care? Well, like, it's
What
nobody's
was the
business.
demise, though?
The
what
demise
ruined the entire show?
Many
you guys
things.
were a staple in Atlanta. I remember smoking cigarettes in my buddy's truck, listening to you guys every morning when I was in high school.
Larry ruined
This
it.
is what I'm saying.
That's
like
the truth.
people are so. This is a good thing though. People are very angry. They focus their anger on me because they've been told by many people.
Me? Hell yes. Hell yes.
They've been told by many people that I'm the villain in the
That's
piece,
what I've
and
always
fine.
been told.
But it's-
by me or other people?
No, that's what I heard in the office before I ever worked with you.
right.
I'd
That's
always
what-
heard that you
that's
were an
the
asshole.
popular. But
And then I worked with you and I was like, what are these people talking about? This guy's one of the easiest people to work with in the world.
Are you effing?
You know you're on camera when you're pointing, right?
Oh, am I? Oh, I didn't.
Dude, I got to ask, and I told people, I tried to explain Larry.
Wait, let
And
me
with-
answer
okay,
Brett's
go ahead.
excellent question.
Go ahead. You answer. I'll drink.
The demise was many reasons. Some within our control, some outside of our control. And I think the ones outside of our control were the ones that actually did us in. Because in radio at that time, starting in 2005, we saw it. Tremendous cost cutting, debt mounting up, consolidation becoming bigger, and we were just a microcosm of what was happening in radio and television.
But you had a good salary.
That's another reason. I cost too much. They got rid of Eric in 2013. They wanted to get rid of both of us. They got rid of Eric in 2013.
I was there.
Yeah.
I remember it.
What happened was
You are? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
what happened was the show was kind of going off the rails a little bit.
There was a lot of arguing.
And a lot of arguing, and Eric just he flipped off too many managers. He almost got in a fist fight with one. He told John Dickey to go fuck himself in an email, and then what person who owns a radio company wouldn't fire somebody for saying
No, and just to interrupt, and I'm going to put you back on course. I don't disagree with any of that. I'm not privy to everything that you just said, but I will tell you, Eric got tired of doing what he called TNA radio. He thought what we were doing, and I was on board with it. I'll
Right.
go ahead and say I was.
Everybody was just tired of everybody else.
And he wanted
That's
to
it.
go a different direction.
Right, exactly.
So he kinda shot himself in the foot on
Well, he
purpose.
got his wish, which
He did.
And
I'll give you that.
And human nature is that you want to blame somebody when, in fact, it's exactly what you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So then they got rid of Eric, and then they set their sights on me, and we had a guy in there who was brought in to be the cleaner, like Anthony Scaramucci would come in for Trump and clean house and then move off the stage. Well, he was the Scaramucci of the radio station. This guy named Troy, and he talked like this, and he was a real harsh guy, and he just fuck you, and yeah. And he would come in drunk a lot, and he was.
These aren't necessarily my views at all.
Here, no.
So
Yeah, we'll let you say your piece, and then
they brought in this guy who tried to
my
get me to
God.
quit. Essentially, he tried to get me to quit, and I wouldn't do it. I mean, he made up stuff. Like one time,
See, I don't even know this.
Yeah, this is what you're not privy to.
I don't know any of this.
One time there was a photo shoot that went awry. It got canceled for having nothing to do with me. I showed up at the building, and I saw a guy said, "I'm here for the photo shoot." He said, "No, it's canceled. Something happened. The photographer didn't show up." I said, "All right." And then I get a call 2 days later. It's going in your file that you messed up the photo shoot. You refused to do it. I said, "That's not how it happened at all." But he was just bent on putting paper in my file to justify a firing. I saw it coming. My contract was almost up. And they wanted to shed my salary, which was tremendous. So that's really what happened. The drivers for that, many business factors were going in. And it's not helped by the fact that we were a ship without there was no leadership. Everybody was at each other's throats. Everybody wanted to get off the ship. I was burnt out physically, emotionally, and it was enough. It was time. Everybody knew the heavens were saying it's time.
Who was the leader of the regular guys?
Me.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you that. I definitely wasn't. Eric definitely. Eric did not want the leadership. I'll tell you that. He had no problem with Larry doing that and running the show. So that was the direction. It was Larry.
Southside. What caused the demise? In your mind.
In my mind?
In your mind. Like, despite what he just said.
Yeah.
I would say...
If it was him, you can say it was him. If
I know.
I got to take if I'm the leader, I have to take the credit and the blame.
Exactly.
I would say, I'm trying to word it properly, but I would say, Larry, I think if there would have been a point that the money was spread not evenly, but better. I think if the attitude on the show, there would have been a little more of the love and not the critical and not the intensity. And I think everybody knew there were certain lines that you don't cross, and those lines would get crossed. Like you'd go too far on somebody, too far into their lives or too far into this. And there was you knew there was like hate, if I could say it. So, I've had moments that I've loved you, and I've had more moments that I despised you.
Here's why I'm so great on the radio. Steve, not even Steve, who worked with me and saw me every day, knew I was playing radio.
Yeah, but
That's
you
how
could have
good
pulled me. But here's the thing. You can't think that I'm not a good enough actor to pull it off. You could have pulled me aside and go, "Look, dude, I'm going to give you a rash of shit."
Yeah, I did that every day, but you were too
All right. Look, I'm going to say those were during my sex days. And I'll be the first
I
to
have a
admit
question to ask you about your sex days.
Go
I have
ahead.
a very interesting question to ask you.
Fair enough.
Let me
Does he
finish
have
up with Brett.
HPV, we get it. Yeah, he does.
I would say that it's more important for all of us as a group, me, Eric, Steve, Tim, to celebrate the legacy and the greatness. I mean, we were successful. To dwell on, what got us.
Do you think you're
nowhere.
afraid of success?
No, not at all.
Because I think people have said that because we're a show. Back when we had the regular guys, we could have been syndicated.
There was self-sabotage going on, but everybody did it. Everybody shared. Listen.
Well, there was a reality show potential. There was a syndication potential, and I think there was a lot of just...
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with some lack thereof of wanting success. It had to do with a lot of other business factors.
But you had a lot of talented people around you.
Yeah.
And there was one point in time, you may not remember it, but you said it when we were at the old 96 Rock location. You said to me, you go, this show, we could move, we might relocate or go to another city. But Steve, I don't know that I would take you with me. You said that to me.
You're going to let that go.
No, but you said it to my face. How do you think that makes me feel driving home that day?
There's no doubt I did it, but it was 20 years ago. You need
but why do that? That's what I'm saying. You had good
I don't know.
people around you.
I don't remember. I don't give a shit about things I gave a shit about.
But you have to give a shit because what you did in the past brought you to where you are now.
I gave a shit about stuff then that I don't care about now. So it doesn't. I said it. I own it. I did it. It wasn't a nice thing to say.
No.
But it's over.
But those are the kind of things.
What are you gonna,
but those are the kind of things that hurt a great show.
I'm sure I have a million things I did wrong. I'm sure you had a million things you did wrong. Eric had a million things he did wrong. And everybody at that show did a lot of things wrong. But what I'm saying is, why would you dwell on that when there's so much over here that's so rich and still lives on to today?
I believe this glass is half full.
Why do you think
I'll tell you that.
Why do you think I'm here?
I know.
Because I don't want to talk about what happened in 1998.
But
I want to talk about what's going to happen.
Listeners do. I mean, I don't mind having you on.
Listeners don't want to see people who they love fighting.
No, we're not fighting. We're talking.
Right.
But the fact we're in the
Right.
same room is good. That's respect.
All right, now here's what I have to ask you about
Go ahead.
your sex life.
Go ahead.
As you know, in the news, it's been big news.
What, a herpes outbreak?
No, the Georgia abortion bill,
Oh, yeah.
the heartbeat bill. Do you know about that?
Oh, my God, we're going politics. Hell yeah, I know about it, and I agree with it.
What do you know? What is the Georgia heartbeat?
The
bill
Georgia
for people,
heartbeat-
your listeners who don't know.
6 weeks, basically, after you can have an abortion up to 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, you cannot.
After conception.
After conception,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Because the heartbeat. Okay.
Because
Now-
I've seen my son at 6 weeks because my wife missed her monthly, and we went in and I saw what I call a little blueberry, and I saw a heartbeat, and I see what my son is now, and I can't imagine something happening to that guy.
Right.
I can't.
You treasure life.
I love life.
Right.
And
Human life.
And life doesn't always go down like it should. I understand there's rape. I understand there's incest, but man, it is not that child's fault. That child deserves life.
Now, how would you? Now, you've slept.
Boy, I set myself up from hell.
You slept with
Get ready.
419 women. Is that correct? Is that
419. My wife is 419. That is a fact.
you know, Brett? You weren't there, but at Steve's wedding, he actually played the song parody
No,
419.
I didn't.
Can you believe that?
No. Larry was at my wedding. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't play that. My father-in-law
listen.
played it. It was his idea. He didn't even tell me he played it.
It was played at your wedding.
It was
That's the
played at my wedding
That's
that
the
my
bottom
wife was
line. You
419.
You got to take responsibility for your own wedding, dude. You can't blame your father-in-law for.
Well said, Wax. I'll give you that one. It was tacky as hell. It was tacky. And I'm like, why are you playing it? But my father-in-law, who's only 5 years older than me, has a sense of humor.
It's a song about his daughter being the 419th in a line for Southside Steve. It's just unbelievable.
It was. All right, look, that part was fun, but I did sleep around a lot. And you know what? And I believe I call myself 7.5 and up. They were all
Right.
hot.
You've
You've seen them.
You
They
had
were all
great
hot.
standards. You
Yeah.
had great.
I didn't just
great,
sleep with
great
ugly.
standards.
Thank you, sir.
I don't think anybody can dispute your standards. My question to you is:
People want to say they were all beer tub girls. Not all of them.
you did your 419 in the Roe v. Wade era. How would Southside Steve have handled the abortion bill era, the era of limited abortion?
Yeah, you might have had a few more calls there.
Call in now, 404-741-ROCK.
There we go, yeah.
ROCK 7625.
Thank you very much, on-air /
I'm
off-air
sorry.
Tyler,
I'll be
producer.
off air then.
No, you're fine. You go. You do what you do.
Has
You've
Jason
always-
Bailey asked you that on air?
No, he never.
Why
asked me
not?
that. Because
That's the greatest topic.
here's the thing.
You're ground zero for the abortion bill. I mean, you are ground. You're a dude living through the rewards of abortion.
But I never had one. I know you think I did, but I never did.
I don't know if you did or not. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying.
Can you put the camera on me? I didn't. I did.
Because I know that
I get
because
out of this
you
shot?
treasure life, but it knowing that there's an abortion there changes
Get
a
in
man's
here with
behavior.
I'm with you, baby.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Knowing that an abortion
You're not
is
wrong.
on the table changes a single dude's behavior. Like if
It
there-
very much could. It very much could.
if you knew she could get pregnant and not have any time to get rid of it, that would change your attitude toward birth control and maybe women.
Yeah, I would say right now, if this bill goes through, which I think it's about to be signed by our Governor Kemp, but
It already got signed.
It's signed.
Signed a week ago.
I'm just kidding. I know it's signed.
Can I tell y'all the honest truth? There's absolutely no person that gives
Larry, that's the brilliance to me. F you.
there is no person that gives a flying fuck about the 6-week bill that's going to listen to this.
No, are
there's
you
only
sure
people.
it's-
There are only people that want to hear about the regular guys and the way you guys
Yeah,
went
but
out.
I think people want to hear how the
Southside-
abortion bill
how Southside
affects
Steve
studs.
would have aborted a child. No,
Cut
they,
on
they
this
could have driven him to
conversation.
another state. I think this is a terrible.
Where the hell did this go?
I think this is a terrible
Look.
direction for us to go in. But I would like
Thank
to
you,
actually,
Brett Barney.
I'd actually like to bring us back. And I have.
Can I say one thing? I want to say one thing. I will say there was a chick. She was a Miller Lite girl. Okay, nothing against Miller Lite. I love your product. but I'd slept with her. She was a promotions girl. And this is the thing, getting on this effing regular guy show, I had to come in. These guys are going to bed.
It paid you a lot of money. It made you into the personality you are today.
I know, but I'm talking about the time
be
frame.
careful.
Be
gentle. Be nice.
Gentle.
Don't let the battles of the past scar you in the future.
In the future.
That's my advice.
You can't keep doing that. You can't be a dick to people and tell them to forget. You got to be good for a long time.
I was a dick. I can't change it.
You
I'm
were
not
a dick.
I was. There's no doubt.
right.
But I'm saying move forward.
Okay.
Southside.
Moving forward. Hold on. I want to tell you.
You were pretty much just
Let
a
it go.
dick to many
Listen, by
people.
the way, you're on the air. I'm not. Why are you preaching to me?
Quit
I
calling
didn't-
your girlfriend beat me in the conversation. Then I'm on the air.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
I know you are, but you know what? Fabulous show.
She is beating you, but I'm just playing with you, you know.
Dick. Okay. No, what I want to say is that I was dating. This is Larry. This is one of your hiatus.
By the way, Brett, can I tell you something? Another hint
She's
behind the
beating
scenes of the regular guy
She's
show.
beating my show.
Whenever we
as
would
well.
have conversations like this on the air with Steve, when everybody thought I was being mean to him, I was laughing like this the whole time.
Oh,
you know, it'd been nice
there
if
was no
after the show you would have talked to me and said, "Hey, I love you."
I tried, but you went going off boning chicks.
I did. I had a lot of chicks to
You
bone.
left at 10:05. I couldn't find you. You were
Honey, I'm not
lobbying
gonna-
for sales girls for sex.
Can I tell my wife to come pick
and
me up?
endorsements?
I'm drinking so much I can't effing drive.
Steve, 10:05. Steve was in the back lobbying chicks and endorsements from the
All right,
sales.
but here I want to say one thing to you. When I was doing afternoons during one of your hiatus, it was Southside and Rhodes. There was a chick I slept with, middle light chick, hot as hell. Took her to the house, hit it, and then I realized, oh my God, I got to get her home. So I get her back to her car, hit it, and then she freaks out. We're live on the afternoon show, and I'm getting these messages. I'm downstairs. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. So I send my producer out there. She wants me to pay.
She came to the radio
She
station
came to the radio station.
to confront you about a possible pregnancy.
Yeah, exactly. Because she goes, "You may have gotten me pregnant. I don't want to take a chance. Can you buy me the day after pill or morning after or whatever it's called?"
Plan B.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And all I know, is she wanted $160 for a pill to go right across the street to Piedmont Hospital to buy the pill. So I had my producer go with her to make sure she wasn't just taking my money, and bought her the pill and watched. I said, "Make sure she swallows it in front of you." True story.
I
said,
I'm not
no,
doubting it's true.
true
I'm
story.
laughing at its veracity.
Just so everybody
Because
knows,
it sounds like you. I mean, you
I'm
were
a
like
radio producer. I'm
Steve
the
was
guy
like
that buys
Elvis.
the pill.
Steve was like Elvis. Do you understand? It was like doing a radio show with Elvis.
Were
At
you
all
entertained? Because you were a happily married man, raised a beautiful daughter, intelligent daughter. Was it tough for you to see me slinging, or no?
There's a little jealousy, I got to admit, because
Was that one of our issues?
no, it wasn't an issue between us.
Because I was,
it was an issue for me.
Guess what? I was never jealous of, and I swear to you, I was never jealous of the money you were being paid. Swear to God, I
Yes,
never
you
was.
were, 'cause you
No, I
told-
wasn't. You think I was? I mention it
I know you
because
were.
it's fucking obscene. Oh my God, I f-bombed.
Yeah, by
But-
saying that,
No.
you're revealing your psychological thinking.
No, but I wanted to tell you, you know what? I got to hand it to you. You negotiated your own deal. You did your thing. And that's why I really don't have jealousy as a component. I don't. I was happy
I
for
was
you.
jealous of your prestige, and you had.
And
it wasn't
and
just
hair.
Well, you had not only a string
Yeah.
of. I'm not jealous of the ponytail.
No.
I think it's. Listen, it's not my style. I don't like it. Even if I had hair, I wouldn't do it. But I think it's great for Steve.
But don't I have to for branding? Would you say that at this point? Could I cut it?
I don't know if you saw our Facebook post. There was so much hate and there's so much love. But some of the haters were saying, "Tell Steve to cut his hair." And I responded. I said, "I would never tell Steve to do that because without that ponytail, he loses all of his magic. And not all of it, but a great deal of it."
It's a piece of the pie. I'll say that. It is
Exactly.
a slice of the pie. That's all it is.
Exactly what it is.
But
Southside Steve, like I said, is a master brander. He did it on his own terms, which is so important. He didn't listen to these radio executives who don't know what they're talking about. He
Less
did
is
it on his
more.
own. And we provided him a platform to be this guy. And
no, you gave me Southside Steve TV, and I thought at the first when we got
well,
together,
the Regular Guys show is a vehicle for your. I mean, before Regular Guys, you were known, but it really accelerated during that
No doubt.
period. Right.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
And it worked for everybody. That's why I'm saying
it was a intense show.
we all gained tremendous amounts of success. Sometimes we don't understand it when we have it, but looking back, you can understand it.
Oh, you have.
But so that's why I'm saying we had tremendous. look at the greatness and learn from the greatness instead of like the petty mistakes of the past.
Of the negativity.
Right.
First off, I want to say one thing right now. I want to thank Oxygen Financial because, Larry, I know you deal with Oxygen Financial.
Yes.
That is my only sponsor. Now,
Ted Jenkins is my financial boyfriend. And
Yeah.
he should be yours too.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you can focus on the Woodford, it's not that I don't want you as an endorser because I do. But I will tell you that Oxygen Financial right now is our only sponsor, Ted Jenkins, and we are live right now in Oxygen Financial, and he has my business, my father-in-law's business, my family's business, and this is a guy that I trust my life and my livelihood with. So I want to thank Oxygen Financial for being a sponsor. We can toast to that.
Yes,
Although you're
cheers.
toasting water to alcohol. I would love it if you drank, Larry.
My segment is sponsored by Kirkland Signature Water.
Larry
This is triple filtered through osmosis, and boy, it's good.
And I want to say right now, because we're halfway through our show, I believe in the cigarette break. So I want to hold off here.
Cigarette break.
Yeah, check this out. This is something I came up with.
Do you have any pot? I like pot better than tobacco.
Hang on, I'll be back.
Oh, and if I got a pot story for you, I'm going to tell about Larry in Jamaica. He and I, it's a funny story. But before that, here's what I'm going to do.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Chiba.
Here's what I want to do for you, Larry. We call it the cigarette break. Brett, Barney, and I came up with it.
Oh.
And it's the time frame. Brett, the time frame to smoke a cigarette is around 2.5 minutes if you're smoking hard, 4 if you're social.
Yeah.
So I can't burn a cigarette in here, but I give you a cigarette break right now to talk about what you want to talk about to promote you, and if there's anything that anybody watching can do for
Oh,
you.
that's so nice. Well, I will tell people that you can hear about all my exploits as Atlanta's #1 movie extra
Number 1.
on the WACHS Modcast. It is a podcast not unlike what Southside Steve is doing here, just a different style. Probably better. And way better.
I just wish you weren't a liar.
Yeah, way better, of course.
I love that. That's
Steve can't hear
That's
me,
good.
but it's,
I can't hear you.
so much better than this fucking piece of shit. I mean, Steve, this is the greatest thing, and I really appreciate it. Boy.
Take
So,
your cigarette break. You roll, buddy. So
it's
tell
my
me
cigarette break. Stop.
What's your podcast again?
The WACHS Modcast, Atlanta's #1 smartphone radio show. That's where everybody's listening to radio these days on their phones. They're all over it. So you got to be there, radio broadcasters. That's what Southside Steve is doing. Southside Steve is getting space on people's smartphones, which is what you have to do going forward as a professional in the media. So you can listen to all the episodes. I've had probably 60 over the past, more than 60 over the past 5 years. And it's just good old-fashioned storytelling the WACHS way, and you're going to love it. So give a listen to that.
And you're also doing some stuff. You really are doing the acting thing, right? Because I know a lot of people don't realize, and you can talk Major League 2, you play a pivotal scene at the end.
Well, I was an extra in that. That's where I started my extra career.
I will tell you, Larry, if you go and watch right now Major League 2, at the end, when they win it all, Larry comes out. He's in a red jacket. He does
Dancing in center field.
He does a pirouette, and he gets on camera.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. That was pretty awesome, and
Thank
you
you.
can clearly see that it's you.
Yeah, that's where I started my movie extra career.
I will
And now,
give you that.
Now here in Atlanta, it's all come together because the movie industry's here.
Do you think we're losing the movie industry over this? This I don't think so.
I think the boycott's already lost steam.
I think so too. Alyssa Milano, if you're listening,
She's going on a sex strike. How?
screw you. You're so stupid.
Well, she don't want that.
She doesn't want sex. Her
She's
legs
on
are
strike.
Her legs are locked.
How would you have dealt in your day with an Alyssa Milano who's on a sex strike? How would you have turned it around?
I think you got to get her drunk.
Uh-huh.
I do. I would get her drunk, and I would start talking to her, and I would buy into what she buys into.
Did you ever slip any woman a Mickey to get your way with them?
Swear to God, and you know how much because you were at my father's funeral on my dad's ashes. Never, never.
Never. Well,
Every girl was more than willing.
did you use liquor often or just some of the time?
Really never. It was like we were drinking, but I wouldn't say anybody was drunk. They knew what they were in for. They were all about going to the house, and it was cool. I didn't try to push my way on girls like that. It was like it was there, and I took it.
Did you ever? I think you've told it. Have you ever? Maybe I'm making this up or
Sure.
remembering it wrong. But did you ever have relations with a woman after she was asleep or passed out?
One time. You asshole. One time. One. Here's the
just
deal.
asked a question.
418.
No.
Yeah, that
it
one-
counts. It counts because here's the deal.
I got to redo that song now.
No, you're such a dick. Here's the deal. See, this is why you're a dick. Here's what happened. She called me.
You
Shut
love
up.
me. Listen. Look. Let me tell you something. Look into my eyes. This is my cigarette break. goddammit.
It is.
I love you,
isn't the
Southside
break
Steve.
over?
I love you,
Break's
Southside.
over.
I know you more than your wife does. I've known you longer. I know
You've
more
known
about
me
you.
longer.
That's why when I ask a question, all I have to do is ask I don't have to make any statement. I can ask a question, and I get the truth out of you. I'm the only one in your life currently who can do it. That's why you're afraid of me. But don't be afraid of me. I do it with love.
I am scared to death of you.
I know you are, and you shouldn't be. I don't
I
like that.
burned a Larry doll.
I don't. What?
Hey, actually,
I got a baby doll that looked like you, and I burned the thing.
When was this?
I just did it. I was like, F Larry, I'm burning
When
a baby
was
doll.
this?
This was about 2 years ago. I just burned it.
And why? Because you're again.
'Cause I
will
just hated
remind
you.
You're employed, and I'm not. What did I do to you? I mean, I got fired. You didn't.
You should have got. First off, you should have made me a regular guy earlier.
I didn't burn
We
your-
should have made a shitload more money than I did. But I did all right. I did all right. You knew I did
It's
good.
water under the bridge.
It is. I made a ton of money on the street, thank God, because you didn't want to do gigs, and boy, I did.
I was tired. You know.
And
I wanted to do gigs, but
I was getting laid.
tired.
Yeah.
I told this to.
Can we-
I told this to David Dickey. I said to him when I was negotiating to go on sports radio. I said,
Which we agree, David Dickey, incredible human being.
he's the greatest guy.
He really
I love
is.
David Dickey.
I actually complimented him 2 shows ago just because he's the hardest working guy if you know the Dickey franchise,
Right.
Dickey Broadcasting. He's just a great guy, 680 The Fan.
So I forgot what I was going to say.
No, you were saying that you mentioned talking to David.
Yeah, but I
Did you
forgot
say
why.
something about me or you?
I didn't say anything about negotiation. I forgot. Oh, I said he brought up like, hey, you have a reputation for not working with the sales staff, and you
That's
have
true.
a reputation. I know it's true.
I'm just adding it up.
Yeah, and you have a reputation for being difficult. I said, David,
That's true.
David, maybe it's true, but here's my side of the story. Here's why. It's because I was incentivized on ratings. I wasn't incentivized on sales. So to me, and the salary I was making was so big that a $300 appearance really. I valued.
They were 600. They were 600.
600, but I valued at that time sleep over schlepping out another day to do more work. I really didn't care.
Point taken, you're
Yeah.
putting a show together. I would say the same thing about
Right.
my partner now, Bailey. He's putting a show together.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Point
That was it. And I told him, and it kind of resonated with him. It made sense. And then so we worked a deal to incentivize me on sales, and it worked like a charm. I increased the sales on that station, 1,000-fold. And so it's all a matter of incentives. But I think people get emotional about money, and they don't look at the incentives. So that's
No,
what
and
I'm
I'll tell you
saying.
that matters. Incentives. I believe in that. If an employer's giving me a chance to succeed based on my what I'm able to do and make more money that way, I'm all about that.
Well,
you can
whatever
give
an
me a
employer
huge-
gives you, whatever incentives an employer gives you to succeed, they have to stick with those incentives and not change them, or else chaos is going to result on both sides.
True. And I just want to say right now that girl called me and I picked her up and she was conscious when we started having sex. She only passed out about 50 seconds before it was all over.
Just to
and
clarify.
I had a decision to make. She's unconscious. Do I finish or not? And I finished.
Is this going to air? Actually, is this actually going to be put on iTunes? Is Apple going to allow this?
No.
You got to put an explicit.
She
next
was
to it.
all into
Yeah,
it.
you got to put a big E.
She was talking. We had sex probably 20 other times, and then you were like into it. She was there for like 25 minutes of it, and the last 50
girl.
seconds she passed out.
Does her father
I don't
know
know.
about any of this? Poor girl.
I don't know.
Can I ask some?
But
of
we
the,
had sex again afterwards,
wait,
so
all
I
right.
know it was consensual.
My cigarette break is now over. Yes, Brett Barney.
Go ahead, your cigarette
Yeah,
break.
can I find?
That was like a goddamn cigar break.
Yeah.
I got a buttload of questions that I got from listeners or people that follow me on Twitter. I've got them all
More,
over here.
all right, more
You ready?
ill-informed questions. Go ahead.
This is good, Larry.
All right. It's not really. But, okay.
No, it actually is. This
No,
all
it's not.
relates to the regular guys.
What do you want to know, Brett Barney?
Yeah.
Who caused the most tension off air for the regular guys?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. Steve cares.
Then it
but I
was
don't-
you. Then it was you.
Maybe. Probably.
It's
yes.
obvious.
Are these
Yeah.
honestly listener? Because I don't know about the
Yes,
Yeah.
these are honest listener
Did
questions.
Eric
Who
write your
caused-
questions?
No, these are my.
Did Eric
like,
or Steve?
I shit
Don't
you.
throw me in. I tried to go under the radar. Under the radar. I just wanted to keep making a living.
I shit you not. Like me and my buddies.
It's
when
nobody's
we were in
business.
high school,
I'll answer that honestly.
Yeah.
It's nobody's business. That's the way I like to keep it. Like, I've never once in the whole run gone to Rodney Ho and said smack talk about any of these guys.
All right,
I did
fair
it on my
enough.
podcast, but
here.
But
Did you?
I just don't believe,
What
and
a
I've been
dick.
burned by this. I've been burned by this. I don't believe it's proper, whether you like the person or not. If you have personal, private business with them, it's not the outside world's business.
But how important were we to the outside? Because you have to realize, I will tell you,
Very, but
I've lived here my entire life.
But our
I don't
respo-
think a show ever touched the market.
Yeah.
The way we did at
But
the
we don't-
time.
but
we
our-
had topless interns for 2 years, dude.
But the scope of our
Nobody did that.
the scope of our
Nobody.
our business and broadcasting relationship with the vis-a-vis the listeners did not extend to them knowing personal business and inside drama.
All right, fair enough. He
see
answered your question.
You see this playing out today. There's a local radio station, I'm not going to say which, with some people that I like very much on both sides. They just had a major firing, bloodletting. And now everybody's on social media pointing the finger like, you're a douche, you're a douche, you're a douche, and it looks ugly, and it's disgraceful. And it should stop. And I don't want to do that. That's what I've always...
Is it Jen and Jeff or Jeff
I'm not
and Jen?
gonna. I don't know who it is. I don't know their names, and it doesn't matter. The point is,
I hear you. I
it's
got
not
it.
good behavior. It's not. It doesn't speak well of you. It doesn't speak well of your station. It doesn't speak well of your industry. Okay, you already got it tough enough with mountains of debt in that industry. Let's try to do something that's unifying instead of dividing.
And I will tell you, you're listening to the yeahc'mon show, and I respect that.
Yeahc'mon!
Yeahc'mon. He answered the question, so that's fair enough. So what else you got?
All right.
Thank you, Steve.
I mean, you answered it. Yeah,
I
it's
did.
your
Do
answer.
do you or did you ever feel guilty about anything you did on air?
Guilty
Guilty.
about like regret that I did something.
Yeah, regret
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
Was it a moment I was around for? Or is this
Yes,
Los Angeles?
Not just. I mean, it's. I know the world revolves around Steve, but imagine this: some things I did I regret that had nothing to do with Steve. Imagine that.
Imagine. I wasn't
Do
there.
I
There
do
you
I have
go.
regrets about how I treated Southside Steve? Absolutely, absolutely.
It was tough.
But
'cause
I'd
yeah.
like to look at the big picture. The success I had with Steve was greater than the failure I had with Steve.
Okay. What? Maybe see alcohol. What?
Lay off the booze for a second.
Yeah,
I'm
that's pretty
saying
straightforward.
What?
Tyler, right?
Did I not get it?
Tyler's like
Tyler, off-air / on-air producer.
Tyler wants to work for me. He's done
Yeah.
with you.
No.
Apparently, just-
I will tell you, and I respect that. There was a point, I remember one thing Larry said to me. He's like, when we went on Rock 100.5, which we started that station in 2008, he's like, I don't want to do the show without you. And I was in country radio at the time.
I didn't want to do it the second time without you.
Yeah.
I was forced to do it without you
Yeah.
because you were with Tim Rhodes.
Tim Rhodes,
I didn't want
Southside
it. I
Rhodes.
wanted to bring back everybody. I wanted to bring back Tim Frazier. I wanted to bring back the topless intern. I wanted to bring back everybody, and it didn't happen. And I don't think it was as good a version as it was. The Rock 100.5 days were different, but it was a much better version than the Clear Channel days.
What were y'all's
Right.
best days? Because for me, it was
think-
96 Rock.
Yeah. I mean,
In my
there's-
generation, me and my friends, I'm 30. Like, we remember you guys as 96 Rock.
How old were you then?
I was in high school. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, me and my buddies would meet every morning in the parking lot. We'd climb in our one buddy's truck. We'd drive off campus because it was a private Catholic school. We'd
Right.
smoke cigarettes, and we would sit there and listen to you guys. There'd
See,
be
that's
like
funny you
8
say
of us
that.
packed out in the car.
I can't tell you
Just
how
listening to you guys.
nice that is to hear, because that's how it was for me with my radio heroes. Stern, we used to do the Grease Man. We used to sneak off and listen and talk about it. You know, so that's really nice to hear. So I
Well,
think
you know that. You know how many people come up, even to this day, that listen to us in high
not
school.
a day goes by.
Yeah.
I'm on a movie set and I get the crew coming up to me. It's awkward.
And
but
they all, and what's the question they always ask? And I think you've kind of tried to go
Why'd
there.
you break up the regular guys, you douchebag?
What happened? What happened? I will tell you.
That was my first question. What
Hold
was
on.
the demise?
Here's one thing. Here's one
I
one
tell
thing.
him, go fuck yourself.
No, here's one thing I want to say to you.
business.
Here's one thing I want to say to you, and I've never talked to you about it, so this is a huge moment. God, I need more alcohol.
Is this a tough question?
No,
for
no,
you?
it's not tough. I'm just enjoying. Don't mix my Woodfords. Oh, all right, that's good. Good God,
You're mixing your Woodfords.
Woodford, if you're not endorsing the show, what are you thinking? I'm dying for you. I will say to you that there was a situation in 2004 when you guys unfortunately lost your jobs, and I don't want to because I know your wives.
Oh, yeah.
I know your kids.
Jesus, this is,
I'm not for it.
15 years ago.
I know, but hear me screaming.
Right. Right.
I was not happy with the way I was being treated, so I was asking to get off the show, and I was moving to middays or even afternoons with Tim Rhodes just because I just didn't like it. Whether I was right or wrong, I didn't want to be on the show. Right. So Tim Frazier was taking over. I go into another room, and I hear two things on the air. I came in while you were doing the interview, and people talk about this all the time. You and Eric were doing the nastiest ever interview ever to be performed on radio, and people were talking about it. And you're taunting even the FCC to listen to it, and it was not your fault. There was a bleed through.
Well, yeah, but
you weren't aware, but I heard it, and I went and told the guy running the board, and I thought I was scooted out of the room. But had anybody listened to me and stopped it, maybe I would have saved your job.
I'll tell you whose fault it was. It's my fault. It's my idea. Why wouldn't it be my fault primarily?
But
There's
is it
other
your
people-
fault? There's a bleed through on the board.
No, but I created the conditions. You know, there was
All right,
no.
I actually respect you saying that because I would not have said that about you. I would have said that it was not your fault.
It wasn't legally, technically. I mean, I never figured out why we were fired. Me and Eric were fired, and you weren't because you were part of the show.
But I
mean,
wasn't in the room.
all for one, one for all. But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, I did like you're saying that I'm responsible for that. I'm the one who thought of the idea. I'm the one who tried to execute it, and I didn't think it through. Like, what could go wrong? And it went wrong. The exact thing I didn't think would go wrong went wrong, and so it's on me. So, but I paid. Believe me, I paid for that many times over. But it's
And I hate that for you. But I just want. I think this is also a flushing
But
out.
you don't get better unless you make those big mistakes on a big stage. You don't get better. You got to let yourself.
Yeah, but you have to make a mistake. Do people have to apologize?
Yes, that's how you succeed.
Why
by
mess up in the first place?
Well, no, you learn from making mistakes. You go in with good intentions, but you're going to make mistakes. And when you fail, you got to acknowledge that you failed. Number two, you got to figure out what did you learn from this.
Yeah,
and I learned that don't think through ideas better before you put on risky ideas.
And I'm not sacrificing you by any means, but being that you're on my show at the moment, all I want to say to you is that the day before, Brett Barney, and I was talking with Larry, we were talking about the idea of it in the program director's room, which approved Larry's crazy-ass idea.
Everybody approved of it, but I'm not going to go around saying, well, you approved. I have said that, but the ultimate thing is to solve this whole question is that I thought of the idea.
But here's the thing. Remember when I told you in the meeting, I said, why don't you do like a nursery rhyme or anything or something silly? And
I probably told you you were an asshole.
No, you told me I was a pussy.
Right.
When I brought that up, you said, you're such a pussy.
Close, yeah.
And I went,
pretty much same
pussy.
thing.
it's kind of the
Asshole.
same. And I went,
We were separated by a taint.
but had you listened to me and done a Mother Goose rhyme for all the perverts that would have rewound this,
No,
the
you're
joke
right.
would have been on them.
You're probably right.
And then the next day when you were in the office about to be fired, I walked in and I said, who's the pussy now? I had
that
to
was-
say that.
that
That
was
was a dick move on my part.
He really slapped one on the desk.
He did do that. I
Really, dude?
He was like, and I was like,
Wow.
wow, that says a lot about you.
No, I tried to save you. Had you listened to
I
me?
know you did it out of love, but still, it's it's not nice.
But I got to tell you, there's not a person. I will give you
then
credit.
Then he blocked me.
I did. I blocked you on social. I'll probably block you after this is over. I will tell you this right now,
Brett,
that this is healthy because a lot of people, regardless what the regular guys did in Atlanta from, I would say, 1998, which was the most shocking radio day one that came on the air, through 2004, and then on again. Atlanta's never seen that kind of radio before.
Listen, our show was Trump before there was Trump. We did exactly what President Trump did to win the election. We just disrupted the marketplace. We came in.
It was unbelievable.
I remember distinctly when we came in 1998. And
God, we went to the Super Bowl with the Falcons. We were in Miami for 9 days. You came into this town when Atlanta was popping.
yeah, we came at a good time. But more importantly, we created conditions to freak out the competition. That's when radio was fun. That's when radio was competitive before all the consolidation kicked in the 2000s. And you see what's the difference when they consolidate all these radio stations into these giant Wall Street corporations. The creativity, the fun, and the innovation goes out because whoever owns the debt calls the shots.
Fair enough.
And the people who own the debt are not programmers. They're just not, they're debt holders. So radio changed because of all the corporatization, but that was when radio was not only fun, but there was competition. That's something else that's not really that strong in radio today. Like everybody's in the same cluster, right? So you're friends with...
I'm friends with Kix and Q.
You're friends with Bert. You're friends with...
They're down the hall.
But in the old days...
Screw us, right?
You know what? I'm sorry I didn't mention you, but
Oh,
you've only got 2 weeks left.
But in the old days,
That's
before...
horrible. I'm kidding. I love all of
Listen
you
to me.
guys. And my heart's breaking.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
In the old days, before, in the 90s, when there was a competition, like you weren't friends. I was raised, you're not friends. This is war. You can't be friends with the guy at Kix because he's trying to take your lunch. That's competition. That's what it should be.
He's trying to beat you in the ratings and take your bonus.
And we learned, Eric and I learned, we got into talk radio not in the traditional way. We got into talk radio, like most people get into talk radio, they're going to get talk about politics or whatever. We got into talk radio on a station that said, we explicitly do not want any politics on this show. It's got to be about like stuff Stern talks about. So we learned at the feet of the master, Howard Stern. And we learned like, scorch that fucking earth, man. That,
and y'all did.
we did. We went right after the morning excrement. And I remember Chris Williams. Remember, he was our program director.
Yes, I do.
He was the guy at 99X when we came in, and he told me that he said to Leslie and Barnes and Jimmy, he said, "You got to take these guys seriously, or else they're going to eat your lunch." And they were saying, "Nah, they're going to be out of here. They're going to be not a factor."
That was a big mistake.
Yeah, it was a strategic mistake, but we had a definite strategy in mind. Whereas I think in Atlanta radio, it was really a mild, under-radioed market. In other words, the market had maybe 10 radio stations that mattered. It's not like the 17 now.
I'll give you that. We had not seen big-time syndication. Syndication had not worked
didn't
here. We had not had Stern in this market or
Right.
Mancow or anything like that.
And
the Grease Man had been present.
The content and the competition was mild. Everybody made money because there's plenty of money to go around. And nobody really tried too hard. Well, we came and said, we're going to blow that up. We're going to get them on their toes. We're going to be like Marine drill sergeants on day one. Like, out of the rack, boys, here we go. It's war. And that's what made us what we are. So I don't regret any of that.
Speaking of the way you guys just came into this market, you guys were huge. I mean, you were enormous when I was a kid. I still have a 96 Rock with the Tomahawk T-shirt on the back. The regular guys are back.
I think that came out after we were fired, though.
They did.
No.
By the way,
it was after you got fired, and then when you guys got brought back to
Right.
96
Yeah,
Rock.
that's
It was
true.
Right when you came back,
Right.
they put the bus outside Turner Field, and I caught 2 T-shirts. I remember I gave one to my buddy, and I kept one for myself because he drove us there, and we were all drinking.
A young Brett Barney approached me then.
How about that?
I do what I can. But I have a question for you, Larry.
Yes.
And you can answer this second. Is that cool?
I got no problem being second on your question.
Just let him answer this first.
Okay.
I assume that through your radio years and listening to music and whatnot, you're possibly a Beatles fan because you're older. I'm not a Beatles fan. I don't care.
Because you're old, you may like.
No,
the
he's
Beatles.
got a good
No.
point.
Yeah.
It was my
How do you feel about Buddy
generation.
Holly?
No, if you had
Before
to,
my time.
fuck.
if you had to break down the regular guys, who would be which Beatle?
Oh.
You know what? That's a damn good question.
I'm Paul. Eric is John. Steve is Ringo.
He couldn't
That's
be
what I was
George.
waiting for.
He couldn't be George.
And no, Tim was George. Ringo and Steve have dynamic, bold
Son of a
personalities.
bitch.
George Harrison could have been anybody in that band. He was really a non-entity.
He was so talented, though.
He's talented, but he just, as far as personality,
But when you say out of the 4, he's the coolest because he went into
I
traveling
think,
wheelbarrows.
I think he was the blandest.
But he went into traveling wheelbarrows. He was cool with all those great artists like Tom Petty and Bob Dylan, and I thought he was probably out of the 4 the coolest guy. We just didn't know it.
I don't know if he was cool, but he was.
I want to be George.
I know
Wait,
but
can
you're
I-
not. That's
Damn
the way
it.
is.
Wait, hang on.
You are in my mind,
Hang on,
Steve.
because
Thank you.
because Southside was a regular guy.
I was.
I would like to
Larry
know-
crowned me that 2008 day one. Had he done it earlier, I would have gotten a better contract.
Southside,
Dick.
Southside. If the regular guys were the Beatles, who would they be?
Larry would be a very angry Paul. Eric's totally John. He really is. If you look at his views and everything. Damn. I want to say I'm George. I'm not Ringo. But if you want to put Tim Andrews in there, I guess I'm Ringo. I actually got to agree
You
with
have
him.
to put Tim. How can you leave him out? He's part of the show.
We crossed him out for a long time. That
was
he
a
was not a
joke.
regular
It
guy.
was humor.
I actually dug it. I felt honored.
It was humor.
Yeah.
You took that too seriously.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a thing, and I appreciated the fact you delayed him being a regular guy for a year.
It was just the gimmick.
On that,
I don't know if you took it seriously either.
I don't know what meetings you had. I thought it was for real. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought Tim
That's how-
Andrews was a promotions
That's how
director.
good. That's why I'm so good on the radio. Even my teammates don't know when I'm joking.
No,
about.
we didn't know. We didn't
Right.
know.
So if you don't, how do you think the audience? is gonna know?
I'll take Ringo. I hate it, but I take it. I'm better than a movie with no voice. Wasn't he in Caveman or some shit?
How close were you guys off air?
Varying degrees. Sometimes not at all.
There were moments that we were
Wait.
close and moments we weren't.
Yeah,
Who were you closest with off air?
Eric.
Really?
Well,
I
He
had
was
to
the
be.
first one to go.
It doesn't matter. We started the show together.
and then Larry had him fired.
I did.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I work in the same office as you guys. I've heard a million times.
You were around us.
No, I worked in the same office as you.
Okay, same people, right?
But you weren't in the
Around
room.
I had
You-
the same managers. No, I was not in the room, but I did have the same management team. I've been told 100 million times that you did have Eric fired.
I don't know who's telling you this. They don't know what they're talking about. They weren't there. How would you take their word over mine? I don't understand.
I heard that you wanted it to be Larry 100.5 instead of Rock 100.5.
No.
Is that not true?
It's not true. Who's telling you this shit? I mean, it's unbelievable that you would listen to them.
you know what?
I heard that your
Brett, you got
ego
balls,
got
Brett
the
Barney.
best of you. No, because
not true.
who
No,
am
it's-
I? I'm a nobody. So if I'm
You're
going to
Brett
ask
Barney.
somebody,
You've only heard one side of the story.
and I would like to hear your side.
Well, I'll tell you that much of it is nobody's business. I don't feel like blabbing about, but that's not true. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I tell you what
I mean,
didn't happen.
Bubba went on and was like, "Hey,
that's
we're
his
Bubba,
choice. That's-
we're Bubba, whatever
Well, that's
you know,
he worked it out with his.
station." But
I mean, it could work. It's not a bad branding idea. I probably did bring it up at one point, but it was, I didn't demand
an
anything
off
like
comment
that.
kind
An
of
off
thing.
comment, right? Somebody took
Yeah.
it way too seriously.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
Who came up with the majority of your segments?
we all did. We all.
There were moments, yeah. Like Shoot Steve was actually my idea, and then it just got
Steve came
way
up with
out of hand.
Steve came up
way
with
out
a
of
ton
hand.
of great ideas. We recognized things that Steve did that were interesting about Steve, and we chose to highlight them.
No, I would say you did me a huge service there. I was on the streets a lot. I got called out. I was on the streets many a night at 11 midnight sending in audio. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, Steve did a lot of
Talk to the homeless.
lot of legwork. He was a producer, and he did it in his own way and his style. And I think everybody had an equal hand in creating the show.
Yeah, and nobody could touch. And I'll say it, even though I'm not on friendly terms with him. But Tim Andrews was a master of
You
voices.
should be, because he likes you and he's a great guy. Period.
Yeah, but he went out weird on Bailey and Southside.
So
just
what?
between us.
So
I know,
what?
Just
So
saying.
What? So what? Be the bigger man, Steve. You
I
don't
hear
have to.
you.
You're the older guy. You're the leader. He looks up to you in a lot of ways. He's told me, let it go. I'm
right.
telling you.
I'm hearing you.
I'm going to make you cry.
Don't. Yeah, I know. Do you know one thing you tried to do? Larry said this. He goes, "I will make you cry one day." You never did, but I know you tried hard.
I know I did it behind closed doors. You were crying plenty. You burned a Larry doll. What do you mean I didn't make you cry?
Look, the Larry doll, that was actually great. I howled and I danced around a fire of a burning Larry doll. It was weird, but I did
anyway,
it.
listen. Tim likes you. He likes you.
Okay.
And you should, reach out to him.
I think him getting married was probably a positive move.
And I think you should reach out to Eric too, even though he's a competitor.
No, Eric and I are cool. I don't have any
Okay,
issues
good.
with Eric.
Good. That's
no,
good to
no,
hear.
Eric and I are fine, 100% fine.
Eric is doing a great job.
Eric
Right.
is solid. I'm
You should
very,
be listen.
very happy for
I'm
Eric.
proud of the legacy that's going on because you're doing a great job with Jason Bailey. I hear nothing but good things.
That's great.
I
Thank
see the
you.
ratings; they're fantastic. Eric's doing a great job on his show. Tim, I was on Tim's podcast.
Oh, you
He's
were?
doing a great job.
Okay.
and it's all good as far as I'm concerned. And
Well, what's next for Larry?
we'll see. I don't know. I'm not predicting.
Here's the thing I want to say about
right
you.
now. I'm Atlanta's #1 movie extra.
Okay, that's fantastic. Here's the one thing
I don't have a plan. I don't have a goal. I have a system. So.
Here's one thing I want to say about you, and I don't want to lie because I've talked to a lot of people. I think, if I had to sum you up, somebody said, "Would you like to take a road trip with somebody?" I said, "I'd rather take a road trip with Hitler than Larry." That was a horrible thing to say, but I've said it. It's true.
I don't think it's
Larry,
that bad.
of your Jewish background, how do you feel about that?
Road Trip with Hitler. I want to make that movie. Road Trip with Hitler, starring Southside Steve. Wait,
stop here.
where's the guy who made The Greenskeeper? Let's write that script.
So you shave here and you shave here.
You'll stop here.
Road Trip with Hitler, starring Southside Steve. Would you?
We
you
need
guys,
barbecue chips.
your tech crew wants to see that movie. We could do that podcast. Let's do it right now. All right, here's the scene. I'm
not
Hitler.
do that.
I'm Hitler. You're Southside Steve.
Southside Steve, get in the car right now. We must get to Dachau by morning.
Wait, are you ordering me or talking to me? What
Stop
kind of-
banging chicks so much.
You know what? Screw
What, do you have herpes?
No, I do not.
My penis is small. I have a tiny Schwanzstucker.
Why
I am jealous of you. Get in the car.
I know you're jealous because I heard you have a small peenie, but shave your mustache.
I want to stop at Crystal for some burgers. How about you?
We're not doing that.
I figured.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on already and burn some.
You know what? Can you
help me
quit?
kill some Jews?
No, that's horrible.
I figured
not
you
on
want some
that.
fried chicken.
Not on that.
If you were taking a road trip
But
with
quit
Hitler.
saluting me. You're hitting me in the head. I would say that.
Let me ask you something. If you were to
Stop
take
it.
a road trip with Hitler, where would you be going, you two?
I don't know. Like,
I
think we go to-
Dollywood, right?
No.
Let's go to Dollywood, Southside. Southside Steve and I are going to Dollywood, Mein Kampf.
Her bosoms are so big.
Her bosoms are so tremendously large.
my God.
It reminds me of my massa, Angela Merkel.
Lost control. Look, I would take you to Lookout Mountain, Hitler, and I would push you off, you sumbitch.
I thought you liked Hitler.
I don't
The
like
milk
him.
mustache.
He's a bad, bad man.
So what would you do if you took a road trip with me, push me off twice from Lookout Mountain?
I was just saying that you, in my life, you've been a dick more than you've been a friend, and it's up to you to change that.
I've been your daddy. That's what you.
Can I ask you a question, Larry? Larry, I'm actually,
Daddy.
I've been your daddy for
My
20
God.
years. Yes.
I'm very curious about this. I have a few more questions and we can wrap up.
Thank you, Brett Barney, for your questions. Tell me where these questions
Brett's
are
doing a
coming
great
from.
job.
He really is.
A lot of these
like
a lot of these come from my drunk brain in the airport the other day.
Oh, okay.
How has the PC culture really affected you as a brand? Because you're kind of a brand. You're the regular guys.
It hasn't affected me. Maybe
Really?
it has in ways, Yeah, I think it has probably, but I don't.
You don't think
I
the
don't see
PC
it. Well,
culture?
I'm not,
because
hold on a
stuff you were doing years ago,
Yeah.
you could never pull off.
I don't
now.
know that. I don't know that's true. I don't know that's true.
Dude, the
I
wiffle
think-
ball bat challenge. I
Well,
don't
no,
think
you
we-
don't, here's the thing. The ideas, you can still do the same ideas. You just have to find a way to state them differently. In other words, I think what's happening in radio is this. Radio, for the most part, and Steve, you'll agree, and you, Brett, you know this because you're on a talk station. They have convinced themselves that they're still in the opinion business, right? You've heard that.
Yes.
Give your opinions. That's how we were raised in talk radio. Give your opinions.
Yeah, your personal opinion.
Right.
Gotcha.
Now, in the 90s, that was okay. That worked. It no longer does because social media has taken the opinion, which everybody has now, and they're blaring it 24/7.
Everybody's got one.
Everybody's got one. And now the value of the opinion is zero. Nobody cares about your opinions. What people want are your observations, your stories, your firsthand, not your opinion, because that unifies people. Because if you give your observation, I'll give mine. But if I go on the air and say something divisive, like I think abortion is terrible, people are going to try to challenge you. And to bait people into arguments, I think is bad radio these days. People are tired of the fights. They're
No,
just tired.
I'm going to give you that. Here's the last thing anybody wants. Traffic in this city is either the second or the third worst in the country. People are in traffic. They're dealing with that. The last thing they want to hear are people arguing. They want to
Well, we're gonna
laugh.
say-
They
the
want to
coun-
enjoy
The
something.
country is in the middle. We don't like to acknowledge it, but the country is in the middle of a cultural civil war.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's
No less deadly
political,
than the one in the 1860s.
Right there with you. Political and racial.
Right.
Totally agree.
You see it manifests itself in ways like, the Hollywood people want to come here and tell us how to.
They want to run our state.
That's right.
And they're not in position to do that.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
you're seeing that firsthand. And people, there's two sides in this big battle. We've got Trump versus the media and the government. That's the big war that's going on.
Point taken.
People are taking sides. Now, wouldn't it be better if everybody could put that aside and just laugh a little bit? And
Enjoy.
they're looking for media that unifies them as opposed to media that divides them. And that's what I think radio, for a variety of reasons, is stuck doing. I think they want to change, but I think the radio executives really are not prepared to change, and they don't really know how to change. They're looking for leadership. So that's my take on the whole situation there with PC culture. I mean, PC culture is just a set of rules laid down by some people. It doesn't mean you have to adhere to them. And if you're clever, you can find a way around those rules. And our president has done a brilliant job of it. That's why, people are flocking to his side. It's called persuasion. Instead of lecturing, you persuade people. Make it so you win and I win, not a win-lose situation.
There you go. And you know what? You got a couple more quick questions because I'm enjoying this. He answered your question. I don't need to answer that. I agree.
Okay. And actually,
Wait, you know what? And I'm drinking.
so I probably have one more that I'd want you in on, and then the last two I only want for Larry, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. You're familiar with climaxing.
Yeah.
I
Is that
assume
an
you are.
orgasm?
I assume you are as well.
You're familiar with climaxing.
What
I think
would you,
we've all had them, either
would
by
you-
ourselves or with somebody else.
what would you consider the climax of the regular guys?
Oh.
Well, when we all dismantled, that was it.
That's the climax?
No, climax.
Climax,
The
the
best
orgasm.
thing. The best
And
thing.
there's
Think
a lot of
yeah.
that.
Think of our
it's
best
the
moment.
absolute best moment.
I can't think of one. I think the whole enterprise was. I take it as a whole. It was great. It was It was the best time of my life.
I will tell you because
I had the best time.
as an Atlanta native, I knew there was a point to where the show had just become huge. I think that the only thing that hurt us.
I think 2001 probably was.
I would give you. I was going to say 2000 or 2001. I think our finest
9/11.
9/11. I was going to say is our finest moment, and it was weird because Larry and Eric had their backs to the TVs, and I looked up and I saw it, and I went, "Oh my God!" And we turned around. Next thing we knew, we talked till 12:30 that day,
Yeah, we were on the air for into the afternoon.
and into the afternoon show. We
Just talking to people.
I don't know. I don't even know who the hell was middays then, but we're like, hold off, we got it.
It was some chick,
Some chick.
some girl.
So we talked to almost 1 o'clock. I would say that was one of our finer moments. A lot of people talk about that. The 9/11.
I still get it.
Climaxed on 9/11.
Do you get that the most? The 9/11
I wouldn't
coverage?
say climax, as you're saying, is
Just
the
a great
peak,
moment.
Then you're going
Yes.
downhill.
Yeah, as a movie guy, you should know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm an extra. I'm not a screenwriter.
Yeah, but you plan on
yeah.
writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're got to be this close to talking.
Getting a line.
Yeah, a line.
You never know. I've
never
been,
know.
I've got some stand. I've been elevated to stand-in a couple of times. So
Boomsy.
yeah, boomsy. That's right.
Boomsy.
The stand-in, they treat you like when you're an extra, they treat you like 5/8 of a person. But when you're a stand-in, you're like 7/8 of a person. It's
That's great.
It's like
fantastic.
royalty.
By the way, here's you staying out there, bro.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What else you got, Brett?
All
Barney?
right, I got two more. These are just for Larry here.
Just for me.
Do you believe a man over 50 who's not a professional wrestler, cowboy, carnival ride worker, musician, and was forced to sell his motorcycle because of his wife should still have a ponytail?
I knew that was
I know
going
somebody
there.
like that.
You're-
Yes.
Should still have a ponytail?
Yes.
Thank
I think
Despite
men,
not being any of those things.
I think men are being emasculated on a grand scale today, and it's by design. Men are
Oh.
being particularly white men, particularly white straight men, are being bashed.
I'm white.
Doesn't
Right,
have to be
right.
white to have a ponytail.
Huh?
You don't have to be white to have a ponytail.
You see black guys with ponytails? I mean, you know.
Occasionally, but
Well,
it's
they have
weird.
extensions, those guys in the NFL.
Do you know that I'm white? Come on.
It doesn't. What I'm saying is, Brett, that the white male is being emasculated before our very eyes. You're young. You didn't see what men were like before you were born, and they were vastly different.
John Wayne, baby.
Thank you.
God
Thank you. Clint
bless it.
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood and John Wayne.
yeahc'mon.
Yeah, come on. If we could take a road trip, that's who I want to have in the car.
This is what men used to be. Now,
Yes.
they look like women. They're told. Why do you think that so many guys act and talk like women, and they have tattoos? It's a cry for help. The tattoos, they're screaming from their chest. Help
This
me.
is my story.
Right. This is my story. This is my tribe. This is my
Check it out.
right. And they're all
I don't
like,
know why there's a dolphin on my arm, but I like them.
And Southside Steve, for him, the ponytail is the last vestige.
It's actually
Of his-
small. It's a bun right now, but I can pull it
Oh, you got a man bun now. See what I'm saying? That used to be a ponytail. Now it's a man bun.
Because I'm half
He's
gay.
well, he's married and to a woman, and he's eating, I guess, a lot of soy products, which also
Dude, I do.
shrink up the balls. Is she putting you on soy products?
A little. She's trying to get me all healthy and lose
Let me
weight. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Talk to Ab boy here.
Look at you.
Jackson.
Larry's been in the gym. Here's what you do when you're not working.
I've been in
You
the
work
kitchen.
out.
I've been in the kitchen, not the gym.
Really?
I'm in the kitchen more than the gym, and that's the important thing. And don't eat
Get
soy
more
products.
results in the kitchen than the gym. I'll tell you
That's
that much,
right.
They
baby.
say what? The gym's 30%, diet 70.
I put it at 80-20.
Damn.
Yeah.
What else you got, Brett Barney, when you're
All
little?
right, I got one last one. and we're
Brett's
gonna
got a
wrap it up
lot of
here.
questions in his little phone.
All right. This one, I had to work on this from last week. I really screwed this up with Brian Finneran. And I got called out for it. I did it twice, so I'm going to try it one more time.
Would you asked this to Brian Finneran?
No, this is a different one. for you.
Attempted.
Attempted. Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill. Southside Steve, Tim Andrews, Eric Von Hessler.
Oh, my God. F, marry, or kill?
I would kill Steve. Wait a minute. That's my first
didn't
thought.
take
Not-
long.
not-
Why I gotta die, man?
Well,
That's
because
cool.
you're not. Let's see. I would marry Eric. I would fuck Tim because he would do all kinds of funny voices. Steve, I would kill because that's all
my
that's
God.
left. That's all that's left.
Oh my God, dude! First off, I'm great in the bed.
I married
Second off,
Eric,
I'd
that's why I say it, yeah.
No,
I-
I'd be a great in a relationship.
In what way?
I don't know.
I don't see it.
I'm funny. I'm good to be around. I make life better. Glass half full.
I think you're tolerable.
Oh, dude.
I think you're tolerable.
I can't believe you're killing me. I really can't.
Well, I
first
mean,
off, your question's effed up. Second off, really?
No,
Well, I
people
mean, I
want to
did-
hear that.
I'm on a show. I have to answer the question.
You do.
Nobody wants
You
to hear
do.
me say, I'd rather not answer that.
No.
That's,
Answer away, bro.
that's what pussies do.
So you're
Even though you
killing-
did that before.
Wait, how are you killing me? That's the question.
How?
How?
Probably by lethal injection. I would
That's
tase-
kind of nice.
I figure guillotine.
I would tase you
What
to
the
knock
hell?
you out, and then I would stick a needle like in your neck where the crime scene detectives would
getting
not
dark.
see. There's some poison that leaves no trail, like one of those heart attack drugs.
All right.
And the coroner, who's a low-paid government employee, would just say, "Oh, it's a heart attack."
Do you stay with me until I die? Do I look into your eyes
yeah.
and we talk?
Oh no, I check the pulse. I wear gloves.
He does. He stays with you until Tim gets there, and then he fucks Tim's brains out.
Why do you want to F Tim? He's not
Because
even.
he does a funny voice. He's kind of cute. He looks like.
I'll do voices.
Yeah, he could be
I'll
a
do
different
Travolta. I can do that. I'm like, I can't believe you nailed me.
That sounds like
in the ass.
Southside Steve. I've been
But you
telling
know,
that for years.
Southside's got the hair you can pull on.
Yeah, I can't believe you pulling my head.
I pull on it after I killed him. Like I just like cut it off and keep
Dude,
it as a trophy.
I would.
Look at this. Bring me the ponytail of Southside Steve. Here, Mr. Wizard.
I would actually like to survive it if that means having sex with you. Whatever. But damn it,
No, I've already made my decision.
Wait, hang on. Can we flip
I think
this?
you're wrong.
I would
Can we
marry
flip this?
Eric. I would fuck Tim, and I would
What?
kill Steve.
What?
All right, you know what? Just because we have you here,
I'm putting on
Southside.
sunglasses. This is killing me. What?
Southside,
What?
marry, fuck, kill. Tim Andrews, Eric Von Hessler,
I know what
Larry
you're gonna
Wachs.
I'm killing the shit out of Larry.
It's so predictable.
I'm gonna dismember him.
It's not even fun.
I'm going to.
Dismember me. You get caught if you dismember me.
Oh, dude.
The goal is not to be
You
caught.
know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut you in itty bitty little pieces.
Right.
Little pieces.
You might as well just marry this guy and just slap him around like a boss baby or something, cover him in Vaseline.
Who would I marry?
Why?
Who would I marry?
It doesn't result in death. What's the
Because
point?
you're bald. I mean, who cares? Cover
I
him.
think I
Who
would
cares?
marry Eric, and I would. Do I gotta F Tim? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna marry Eric and kill Tim and Larry. Kill them.
Well, that's not. It's against the rules. You
kill
didn't
it
answer the
too.
question.
I'm killing them all.
Yeah, this is stupid. All right.
You know what I'm doing?
Are we done?
I'm
Like I told
killing
you,
them
it's
all.
like the least original
I think we're
question
done
ever.
here.
I hate it.
I think we're done here.
I got one trip down memory lane before we go.
Go
Tyler.
ahead.
All right,
And I-
This
Tyler.
is Tyler, our off-air / on-air producer,
I
who
think
I
they were-
love.
Getting cranky. I want lunch.
I think there was more love in the room than you guys realized back in the day. So here's a little clip for you.
Somebody else in the hospital.
I know the
coming
great
through.
Larry Wachs has not been there yet, but he has.
This
Larry
is when
Wachs.
you
It's not
wrecked
at
this
my
96
bedside.
Rock
I
van. Does this ring a bell?
After 10 a.m.
Well, let me hear.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could stop by and be nice.
Well, he's going to stop by.
Does he understand
All right.
that this happened like at 6 a.m.?
Time out.
No,
Time
that
out,
was my
Tyler.
fault. I brought
What's up?
Let me set this up. This
Sure,
is when
yeah,
Steve
set
was
it
in the
up, mate.
hospital.
Yes, he wrecked the 96 Rock van.
Oh, okay.
I almost died, damn it. You
Right.
know I did. You
Right.
came to the hospital.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right.
You should be over here hanging out with me.
I know you do. Be honest, you love this. You love the attention. Except for the
I
broken
don't.
bones, you love the attention. Come
I
on.
don't know if I love the attention or not, man.
You got Coyote
it
Ugly
hurts.
Girls in there. You're on the
That's hot.
news. You know, other TV stations have picked up on it.
You got the fun drugs going through your system.
Oh, I've taken everything now. What was the last drug I took? Does anybody know?
They just gave it to you. It was something. You know,
Say to me and
Here we
Eric,
go. Here we go.
man,
Al.
I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Really, we're off the air now. I love you.
Oh, really?
yeah, we're in commercials. You can say
Thanks,
what
I
you really
appreciate
feel.
it. I appreciate that.
Just want you to know we're pulling for you.
No, in all honesty, let's say you do die.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have anything last words to say to me and Eric?
Eric, you've been a great friend and a colleague, and I love you. And Larry, kiss my ass. Yes, they're taking the phone away.
That's me on drugs saying it. Oh my God! I will tell you, these two guys.
great
What
show.
what a moment in time where I totaled that vehicle and almost killed myself. And Larry and Eric actually showed up at the hospital.
Yeah.
And you made a mistake because you told everybody to come by, and I got in a lot of trouble. We had like
I did.
We had like 300 to 400 people trying to visit me.
I
in
wanted
the
to make it
hospital
an appearance.
at Piedmont Hospital. It was
Wait,
fun.
that's great. That's great marketing, right?
Do you have the
It was.
Coyote Ugly Girls in there? I thought.
Yeah,
we did.
strippers in there, all kinds. Of
I was
stuff.
actually dating one or two of those girls at the time.
It
so it
doesn't
was
matter.
fun.
You had strippers visiting
Yeah.
you in the hospital. That's
I did.
cool.
I did. I will tell
Can't
you.
they can't. Amanda can't take that away from you.
No, baby, you can't. It was before. I think she was like 12 when that was happening. But whatever. My beautiful wife, love you.
Is she 30 yet?
She's 31. Actually, 31.
So you know what?
She's the oldest girl I've ever been with.
Yeah, this is the first time you've had sex with somebody, unless you're not post 30.
True. Very true.
Are
Larry.
you still?
We're still having sex. It's not often, but we did.
How often are you
Oh,
guys?
Jesus.
Oh man,
We're getting
dude.
way into it.
Well,
No,
this
it's
is
all right.
this is important because there's a lot of married guys out there who have a kid.
Yeah.
And the rules change, man. The sex rules, and they got to.
If we have sex once a month, I'm pretty god dang excited about it.
you don't sound excited about it. Would you like to have it more?
Where's the camera? Yeah.
Wait, flip it.
Yeah.
Eric, wait.
I would. Honey, if you're watching, yes, more. Okay, and get weird.
And Larry, what about you? How often do you have it? Because
A
It's
lot.
nobody's business. Nobody's
Oh,
business.
I will tell
really?
you, Larry.
30 times a month.
No, Larry is dating, and here's the thing about you, which is beautiful. You started dating a girl that everybody loves. My wife loves her. Nobody's ever said a bad thing about Sandra. You, a lot of bad things. Her, no.
All right. So what does that tell you? I'm not so bad after all.
There must be something about you.
There must be.
There must be that we don't see,
Right.
that she sees.
Right.
You must be terrific around her. You must be a great guy. And I mean, somewhere
be.
down deep, there's got to be something good about you. Otherwise, you wouldn't get a beautiful, sweet woman like Sandra
That's
Golden.
exactly right.
And I will tell you, listen, front row, 680 fan.
60 times a month. How
Yeah.
about that? No, it's not true.
Good
I don't know.
God, that's like
I don't
twice a
count.
day.
But you want more, right? You want more
What's
than
your-
once a month?
What's your,
I don't think that's unreasonable. I'm just asking.
no, I want it more.
Yeah.
Sure.
And who starts it? Like who?
It's got to be me. I'm a starter. Otherwise, I talk about it.
She
and then
never brings it up. Say, hey, maybe it's time we get together.
Yeah, occasionally, and she'll walk into the room naked, and I'm like, all right, we're having it. It's on.
She just boom. She's like, what? I'm ready.
Just do it.
No notice.
No notice. All of a sudden, you're naked. We're having sex.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Hey-o.
Brett Barney's a virgin. Nobody knows.
Is that it? That's not nice.
I had sex less than 24 hours
Don't
ago.
get defensive. He's just trying to distract
Brett,
from his.
I'm doing to you what Larry
troubles.
did to me. Just
I'd rather be
chill.
a virgin than have sex one time a month with my wife. Be honest with you.
All right, wait, 3 times?
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it really is.
It- No, it
do you know how
honestly is.
tired you are when you're chasing around a 2-year-old? You remember.
You're chasing a 2-year. Oh, your son.
My son. I have
If you would have said that in 2004, we would have had big problems.
Aren't you happy I got married
Big
and settled
problems.
down? I did.
I am. I'm happy
I
for
did.
you. It's
A bad boy that settled down.
I saw the whole family Sunday, and I thought, what a cute family.
Did you
Thank
ever
you.
think you would settle down?
I did.
Yeah, gravity has its
Yeah, inertia. Yeah.
yeah.
I will say right now, in closing, that it has been a pleasure
Thank you.
to bring you on. And I got to tell you, no matter what, nobody, whether you're an asshole or not, can't believe I get to cuss. It's so great. I'm probably going to say this on
That's
tomorrow.
not the beauty of doing
or
podcasts.
dick or not. But I will tell you that what we did in this city was it's unmatched.
Yeah, right.
It truly is.
Right. You just got to live with. You got to acknowledge that and enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Being that I lived here,
Enjoy being you.
I being here my
Don't regret anything you
entire
ever
life.
did, even if it was negative toward me. Don't regret anything you've done because the success speaks for itself. You learn from the things you did wrong, but you just celebrate the things that you accomplished. And you, with me and Eric and Tim, accomplished tremendous things against tremendous odds. That's what makes it sweeter.
Yeah, and even though I think you're a dick, but I want to say to you, here's the thing about Larry Wachs: extremely intelligent, extremely great broadcaster,
Thank you.
gifted radio personality.
Amazing extra.
Yeah, but what I will say to you in the future is, if you ever get a shot at it, it's all about PR with your team, because I don't think you're. I think you're a great broadcaster, but maybe not a great leader. I think you need to work on that. But I will tell you right now that I will tell you that anybody I've ever been in the room with, you're probably one of the most intelligent, and you know radio, and you do radio well.
Thank you, Southside.
And I mean that, and I hope that you get work soon. I just hope that you appreciate it and appreciate the people around you, because you are a gifted broadcaster. I'll say that.
Thank you, Southside Steve. I'll accept that.
Was that weird?
No. It was
No.
It was honest. It was nice.
I'm just
It was
trying to be
very
honest,
sweet.
but there's nothing I will ever tell anybody. I'm like, no, Larry.
Do you mean it?
Is
Or are you
intelligent.
or did you say that because you're drinking, or would you have said that sober?
I say that sober, and I say that intoxicated. Honey, are you on your way here to pick me up? Because I'm drunk. No, I
Is
say
Amanda
that.
coming to pick you up?
I hope so.
Do you need a ride? I'll give you a ride.
Possibly.
All right, I'll give you a ride. I don't want to see you.
That'll be
You
great.
shouldn't be. You shouldn't
Can I
be
put a
driving.
mic in that car then? We need to follow up. No, I'm
No,
kidding.
no, but seriously, you have to realize it was is a lot of people look forward to this conversation. And I will tell you right now that I appreciate you coming in. It was weird as
thanks
shit
for inviting
running
me.
into you. But I will tell you right now, the regular guys dominated this city. Our music may not have been as cool as 99X.
All right, you're drunk now. Let's
I
wrap
know.
it up. Brett,
You hear me?
Yeah.
Brett, wrap it up.
Tyler.
I'm out. I'm
Tyler, you got that song?
Steve, I'm going to go start the car.
Eric, we love you too, Tim. To Larry Wachs, to my boy Brett Barney, I say, love walked in the door. Come on! We really got drunk. We really talked, and that is Larry Wachs right there.
No, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Come on.